Hello, and welcome to my review of Broken Light by Joanne Harris. I picked this book up when Joanne came to speak at Honley Library on the 1st of August. It was being sold by Reed from Home Firth, who did a fantastic job giving us all an opportunity to buy a book and get it signed by the lovely Joanne Harris, who I'm a bit of a fan girl since she arrived. But anyway, so I hope to think that has not coloured my review of this book at all, but maybe it has. Anyway, so why did I pick this one up from all the ones that were on display? And it was because the main character in this felt similar to some of the things I'm going through. So the main character is called Bernie Moon, and I'll just read this out the back of the book. So Bernie Moon has given her life to other people. Her son, her husband, her friends, who these days are mainly online. Been there. At 19, she was full of dreams and ambitions. Now almost 50, which I wish I was nearly 50. I'm halfway to 60 now, but anyway, I'm going through the menopause. Been there. HRT, my biggest friend right now, is fading fast. Heartbroken and hormonal, she often feels like she's losing her mind. So it was that. I didn't read any further on, and I thought, wow, it's not often you get a menopausal woman who's losing her mind as a protagonist, or maybe you do, but I kind of wanted to see Joanne Harris's point of view on it. And it isn't, if you're expecting a kind of Shirley Valentine kind of woman goes to Greece, finds a new love, comes back all sort of like happy, and then this is not that sort of book at all. In fact, it starts in quite an odd way, and things start to reveal themselves, and it's about power, it's about the Me Too issues, it's about male domination of women. It's there's some all sorts of darkness in there. It's a very modern book. It references Twitter and the whole like online comments and everything like that. And it felt a bit, I didn't really know where it was going at the start. You could see there was stuff going on, and I was a bit confused, I think, at the beginning. But about halfway, 2/3 of the way through, it really started to gain pace and things started to come together. But it's also about what happens to us in our past, what happens when we're young even, the stories that we drag with us sometimes aren't helpful, and they affect us and they affect the way we think about ourselves. And sometimes there's unresolved conflict in our life that can really overshadow us becoming who we think we really are. So it's a fascinating book. There's a whole lot of magic in it. And Joanne Harris was asked about magic. One of the people in the audience asked her a question: did she believe in magic when she was speaking at Honley Library? And she answered in a way that I thought was, inspirational. But she said there is some magic in what she does. She sits where she writes, and I can't remember. I got a feeling it was like a shed at the bottom of the garden, but I could be entirely wrong. Don't quote me on this. And she puts down these images and ideas, and sometime later they're created into books that fly around the world, and people then come and talk to her about the impact that her stories have had on their lives. And she says that's magical, and and it is. It's like any of these creative things, and I feel like that sometimes when I'm crocheting and I've got a hook in one hand and a ball of wool in the other, and I take two really simple things that are quite inanimate of their own kind, and then I might make a doll. Or I once got my kids to draw a magical creature, and I'd crochet that. There is something magical about the creative process. So, and she puts that into these books. So there is a story in here about Bernie and what Bernie can do that is magical and different and unique, and something that I've never seen before. But it gets you thinking about what would you do if you had a power like that, and what impact might it have on people's lives, and it has these funny repercussions, or when I say funny, strange repercussions. But the story is great. It's got depth and levels, and it's not what you're expecting. It makes you question a lot of things. Scores on the doors, I'm going to give it a solid 9 out of 10. It was fascinating. It's a really good book. Bit slow at the beginning, but by about halfway, 2/3 of the way through, it's gaining pace and gaining momentum, and it's rushing like a steam train. I was finding every excuse possible to read it because I really wanted to know what happened at the end, because there's a big kind of thing that happens at the end. I'm not going to say too much because I don't like giving spoilers, but yeah, fantastic book. It's really made me want to read loads more Joanne Harris's, which is great because there are tons available. There are 19 copies of Broken Light in Kirklees library system. There are none on Libby, but there are 9 other Joanne Harris books on as ebooks and 11 as audiobooks. So if you're a Joanne Harris fan, you can properly go through her back catalogue and just absorb the whole Joanne Harris vibe through Kirklees Library System. So that's fantastic. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Highly recommended. I'm going to be reading so many more Joanne Harris books. And she's coming back to Honley Library, so keep an eye on our Facebook page and our social media profile to find out. And if you join as a member of the Friends of Honley Library through our web page, you'll be the first to know about tickets and things. So if you want to know more, please subscribe, like, and share this page with other people. Tell me your favourite Joanne Harris book. I've got a whole back catalogue to read and I want to know where to start. What is your favourite Joanne Harris book? Put it in the comments below. And then next time I'm going to be reviewing The Story Collector by Evie Woods. So watch this space and I'll see you soon. Bye.